So, as you can see already, the axing of the 30-year-old show is turning into a Dems versus Republicans cage fight. There is a multitude of theories on why it happened, and all likely credible and perhaps intersecting. Why is it worth talking about? It isn't actually, because in the scheme of things, it's all bollocks. But like everything media related in the US at that level, it's so hyper partisan on so many levels that it's worth exploring who's blaming who. But first, it's fair to acknowledge that under David Letterman's 10 years as host, this was a show that soared. The jokes were amusing, and any political bias was mostly under wraps. It was a show with something in it for every American, kind of inclusive in the old fashioned sense of the word. But the Stephen Colbert iteration turned unfunny relatively quickly. When you swap out humour for hatred and pranks for partisanship, it gets, well, boring. Colbert's now got 9 months before the show ends to essentially behave as badly as he wants towards all of his perceived enemies, and clearly he's going to go for broke, which likely means he won't get the 9 months. He'll get a huge payout to rack off early on top of his $15 million contract per year. He'd probably be better off to use that time to have a baby, as men can do these days. In the meantime, he has vowed to keep bashing Trump and has openly said that the gloves are now off. Really? Have the gloves been on over the last 10 years? Wow, that's some next level hatred and blatant hijacking of a show that already lost $50 million a year for the last few years running. CBS have said in a statement that his sacking was about pure economics and the hand of the market rules all in America. But no, Colbert and his supporters, mostly humorless aging comics like him, are whipping up the useful storyline being about the hand of Trump intervening. The decision to put Colbert's show out to pasture does come just weeks after Paramount Global, the parent company of CBS, agreed to settle a high-profile lawsuit brought by President Trump over an obviously doctored 60 minutes interview with Kamala Harris to attempt to make her look, I'd like to say good, but that would be a stretch. Let's say not as moronic. The $16 million settlement, which Colbert called a big fat bribe, came amid a multi-billion-dollar merger endeavour by Paramount Global with entertainment giant Skydance that will require approval by the government's Federal Communications Commission. So maybe Trump did pull some strings. I mean, this is America, goddammit. I mean, why wouldn't he, given the endless political hits, one-liners and below-the-belters he's had to take over the last decade? Biden never even got so much as a flick on his skinny white legs with a wet tea towel. For me, that nauseating dance routine, hyping the jab during COVID, is reason enough to snuff him out.